coming back at you guys with kind of a remix on one of your favorites. Juicy questions, juicy Q&A, hang out with me. I put my kombucha in a wine glass because I want to feel fancy. So grab a drink, a cocktail, a kombucha, a snack, whatever floats your boat, and let's talk juicy questions. Okay, I pulled all of these questions. I have a whole folder of all of y'all's questions. So I pulled these and I will read these off for you guys. Lots of juicy ones. Lots of juicy ones. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I do this periodically, so make sure you follow there. I'll pop my handle here. Okay, the first question is, do you feel like you always have to be on? So yes and no. I would say yes in the sense that I do feel like over the past like 2 years probably, I've second guessed certain things that I'm about to post or share or say or whatever, just because I feel like we're in such a place in our world where people get attacked and criticized on social media like constantly. And then no, in the sense that my personality is just, I was talking to Audrey about this the other day. I think that there are people that are like different with different people, and like you act a different way in front of your mom and your grandma than you do in front of your friends. And like I've never been like that. Like my mom can attest to this. I've always been the person that like, if I'm gonna say like, that people may get mad about this, but this is exactly what we're talking about. If I say like fuck in front of my friends, like I'm gonna say it in front of my grandma. Sorry, Leah, I love you, but I'm kind of just always myself all the time. So no, in the sense that I don't really have the ability to be like on, and I never have had that, but I am aware of people's opinions, and I am aware that sometimes it feels like people will judge you no matter what you say and do, if that makes sense. Next question, laser hair removal, bikini only, or do you go full Brazilian? Is the bikini where you just do like the sides and then Brazilian's like the full thing? I do all of it. Yeah, am I allowed to say this? All of it, but at home. Shave? What? No, I shave. I don't, okay. Oh my God, things that just never needed to be on the internet. Is there any tea on you not doing music anymore? No, there's no tea. I mean, you guys, I started essentially 2 businesses last year. The team has grown so much, just doing a lot, firing on all cylinders, and I just don't have the bandwidth to do it. And I think too, originally I wanted to do music full time as my career before all of this took off, 8 years ago. It didn't take off 8 years ago, but before I started all this, realized how much I loved it, the passion I had for it, the connection I built with you guys, the relationship we have, and then that turned into a job and a career. I thought I wanted to do music as a career, but I quickly realized that the way that the music industry operates and treats women was not something I was interested in. I don't know if that's tea, but yeah. Something you miss about your life before influencing. I think maybe just the feeling of kind of being in a fishbowl sometimes. I don't know how to describe that, but I feel like, if you have an insecurity and you're vulnerable and you bring up that insecurity in more of the real world before influencing, before social media and having a following, you don't necessarily get like poked in the vulnerability wound. I think I miss not overthinking saying certain things, or I miss not feeling constantly judged. I think I miss that. Are you dating anyone yet? I am dating, but not like dating. I don't have a boyfriend, but I go on dates. I got ghosted the other day. I made a TikTok about it if you guys want to see. Love that for me. I was saying in the TikTok, by the way, I think this is so true. Ghosting has become like this thing in our culture that is like normal. Why would that be normal? Number one. Number two, if you don't want to hang out with someone, totally get it. There's so many people that I like will go on a date with or something, and I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I don't see it. Just send someone like a simple text, 5 times after hanging out. I feel like you should be able to communicate that. And if you can't communicate that, just not the type of person for me. So I don't have a boyfriend, if that answers the question, but I do go on dates, and I'm, I guess, in the dating scene. Why aren't you pals with a lot of other influencers anymore? Okay, I get this question a lot, and I think that there are maybe like some weird misconceptions and rumors about this topic. I had a falling out with someone one individual, and then I'm friends with everybody else. I think that just like the current world we're in and COVID and everything, I haven't gone on as many trips. I haven't gotten to see as many people, but I don't believe in making friendships performative, like just posting about people. To me, that doesn't dictate a friendship. Like just because you haven't seen me post about somebody doesn't mean that I'm not still friends with that person, or we aren't supporting each other, talking or texting behind the scenes and all that. So I still do have a lot of friends in this industry, and I think I made a lot more recently too, just from different groups that I think are really awesome. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question. Co-parenting. What have been your successes? I think Kinsley, in and of herself, is such a huge success. She's like the smartest, sweetest, kindest. She just has the best heart. Like if you guys ever met her, you would know, but she's just so sweet and smart and funny and cool and just like thoughtful. I would say the little girl that we're raising is a testament and a success in our co-parenting. I would also say growth in communication and how we interact with each other. I also made a whole TikTok about this. If you guys don't follow me, I'll put TikTok here. But I made a whole TikTok about this because I'm a huge believer in Alex as well, in just doing whatever is best for her. So when you have that lens of like what's best for your kid, it's a lot easier to navigate certain situations, not make it about you, not make it about the two of you, and parent that way. And so I think we've had a lot of successes that way. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I can do a whole like co-parenting video if that's something that you guys want me to dive into. If I ever see you in person, is it okay to say hi? Of course. I literally love meeting you guys so much. It's one of my favorite things. Kinsley asked me one day why I was talking to my phone, and I told her that I had friends in there, which is also true. So yeah, if you guys see me in person, please say hi. I love meeting you. We can take pictures, whatever. It never bothers me. Okay, pros and cons on breast augmentations. Pros, confidence. I feel good. I'm really glad I did it. I have no regrets about it. Cons, I would say they're not going to be perfect. So I would say a con is that just kind of surgeons, lip injection, any of that stuff, it's not magic. So don't go in expecting like a perfect result. Just go in with more realistic expectations, I would say, about what you want. But I'm really glad I did it and I like them. And don't always have to wear a bra all the time. I don't feel self-conscious of having saggy boobs. I can wear more outfits. All that would be my pros personally. Obviously, other people have their own experiences. You should make a hair product or a hair mask or face mask that smells like dibs. Would die for that. Okay. I would also die for that. We have so many fun products coming up, so many good products that we've been developing behind the scenes for months and over a year plus, and I can't wait for you guys to see all the new stuff. You're gonna love it. How do you cope with mom guilt? I'm drinking this like it's wine, like it's gonna help me, but it's just kombucha. I don't think it's gonna help me. I don't know. I'm not sure I do cope with it. That's probably my really honest answer. I think it makes me really sad, and I think the way that our society judges people is just really fucked up. Like I think people have no idea. You have no idea, my mom's always said this, what someone else is going through until you have walked a mile in their shoes. And it sucks that motherhood seems to be that one thing that while we all know it's like the hardest and the most beautiful thing that those of us who are moms experience in many ways, it's like the one place that everybody just wants to like take the dagger and it's just really fucking sad to me. Like I see it all the time and with my friends who are influencers and who are not influencers. I have a couple of friends who I've been friends with since elementary and middle school, and they'll tell me about, you know, their colleagues or like, I feel like mom guilt is something that happens to everyone. It's not exclusive to people who share their lives online, but it's interesting because the thing that I've realized over time is that everybody has some form of mom guilt. I've noticed my friends who are stay-at-home moms have this like, I don't necessarily feel like I have like myself back and I don't feel like I'm contributing to the family in a monetary way, which gives me guilt. And then my mom friends that work feel like I don't necessarily get to see my kid as much as I do or as much as they want to, and they didn't get to do that one pickup or that school party and they have guilt about that, or like we all have guilt. And so I just wish there was like this button that I could push that would not allow people to that to be the place that people always want to push the button for. I just think it's really messed up. So I don't know if there's like necessarily a way I cope with it. I would say like just talking to friends and family. Like I journal, I do things like I take walks, and I try not to let other people's uninformed opinions, like random criticisms, affect me, because it's hard enough, I think, to be a mom. How do you make more friends as an adult? Okay, my biggest tip for making friends as an adult, I have friends I've had since I was 4. I have friends from middle school. I have friends since I was 2. And then I feel like I have a lot of new friends too. And I think for me, the thing about making friends when you're older is putting yourself out there. I think a lot of people don't want to put themselves out there because it can be kind of uncomfortable. My biggest tip would be like an opener of a compliment. It's like a pickup line, but it's like an opener of a compliment if you want to say hi to someone. So, okay, so one of my good friends now, she's a newer friend. We hang out all the time, and I literally met her in the gym, in the locker room, and I like had seen her at the gym multiple times, and we like smiled at each other. There was a good energy. I was like, this girl's really cute, and it just was one of those things. And so I said hi to her, and I was like, hey, I really like your bracelets, because it was like something I had been looking at. So a compliment, and she was like, wait, I was thinking the same thing about you. Oftentimes someone else has also wants to say hi. I think going to places where you may share common interests with people. So like I said, whether that's like a gym or a workout class or a mommy and me class or like in art, like whatever it is that you like to do, finding places where other people may do similar things like that, or even joining online like book groups, like whatever it is that you like to do, joining groups of people who may have similar interests, because that's kind of always a good starting place. But I would say don't be afraid to put yourself out there, because a lot of times other people are looking for new friends and people to hang out with too. So I think that's a good tip. Is there an idea you're tired of? Can I pick more than one? This idea that women have to be perfect. I think we're luckily in a day and age where that's being kind of like debunked, but I still feel like there's so much hidden into the fabric of our society that really says this. Like, for example, say a mom goes on a trip. You will not believe how many people are like, where's your kid? Where's your kid? Why don't you bring your kid? When the dad goes on a trip, how many people do you think ask that question? I'll wait. So things like that, I just feel like those are ideas I would love to be debunked. Also, talking about other people's bodies, their sizes, their weight, like, can that be something we just forever forget? I can't even tell you. I feel like the whole thing of like, I will post like a slightly like unflattering angle to the side, and someone's like, oh my God, are you pregnant? Well, not anymore, but like when I was married, I would get that question all the time. And it's like, no, I just ate a burrito. Thank you for asking. Next question. What do you do to stay positive? Read, podcasts, etc. Okay, I love podcasts. Ed Milet podcast is like one of my favorites. He has so many really good episodes on a variety of things, from like confidence to just, all these different things. And I really, really love that podcast. I think it's made like a tangible difference in my life, so I can't recommend that one enough. I love books, and I also think that walks really help me, and journaling and working out and surrounding yourself with other people who have a positive mindset. I can't tell you how important this is. I find like I'll call my mom about something, and she always helps me get my head right about it, my mind right, or just reaching out to friends when you need to. So I'd say being very mindful of who and what you consume. I always say this, but what you consume consumes you. So like if you're following a bunch of people on Instagram or TikTok or whatever that make you feel like shit about yourself, be following people who don't make you feel like shit about yourself. And I also think that in real life, same thing. How are you? Like for real, with the heart. Someone asked me that this weekend, or this past, I guess 2 weekends ago, when this is probably live, but last weekend. And the question actually was, what was the thing that you think hardened you and made you kind of like feel like you have to be so tough all the time and not, I don't know how to phrase that. I don't remember the exact question, but it was something like that. And the person said, what was that moment for you? And don't tell me it was a boy, because I know it wasn't. And I stopped it for a second, and I literally just started crying. And when I tell you I'm not a crier, I mean I am not a crier. It takes a lot to kind of like get me there. And I just literally started crying. It was like something turned and flipped in me. And I think the question of what has hardened me is probably my dad dying. I think that is something that I kind of grew from a lot, but it's still something that is really hard for me. And in most days, I go through my day being positive and happy, and like that's genuinely how I am. But it's like this underlying. I don't know how to say this without making it sound really depressing, but it's the same way that I feel about Kinsley, not having Kinsley every day. It's just kind of this like underlying sadness, and I think that I've been through a lot, whether that's been like abusive relationships, which is not with Alex. I shared this on TikTok as well, but I think I have just been through so many things that I feel like I've almost had to become this like hardened, more like superhuman version of myself as a sheer survival instinct. And I think sometimes I have those moments when I just break down like I did the other day, but it's usually by myself in the quiet of my bathroom floor. But I still have those hard moments, and I think overall, how am I is good and happy and enjoying my life and the progress that I've made and the people that I choose to surround myself with. And I think sometimes it's sad, and it's just this underlying little tinge that I can't shake on some days. So I don't know if that answers the question. Things men say that are supposed to be a compliment but are actually cringy. God, how much time do you have? Oh my gosh, you guys, the other day someone said to me, I'm not even kidding you, someone literally said to me when they found out I was a mom, oh my gosh, like, you're a mom? Like, I can't believe you're a mom and you're so hot. What? I literally, so many beautiful moms, like, what kind of comment is that, bro? Keep it moving. Pass immediately now. Okay, whew, I feel like that Q&A was a fucking roller coaster. Kind of like the past 4 years of my life. You know what I was thinking the other day? I'm gonna ramble now for a minute. I feel like we all have a childhood wound. I encourage you guys to think about what yours is. What's yours? Come here.
Being left out?
We all have them. Come here. Come on, girl. What's yours?
Mine is being left out. Not invited or like not included.
Don't you feel like it still manifests like 100%. As an adult? It's crazy.
I'm immediately triggered.
And I feel like
any little thing that makes me feel left out, I'm just like, kills me.
Yeah, I struggle with that one too, which I feel like unfortunately has happened a lot this year for me. But I think too mine is being misunderstood, which has also happened a lot this year. Like,
I feel like in the job that you do, it's really easy to be misunderstood because there's only like one, you're putting something out there and then it's just open to like how somebody perceives that, like, and how someone perceives something is so different based on like their own experiences. So you're kind of just like letting it out there and then being like, okay, like think what you wish about like what I just shared.
Or what I didn't share.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens a lot too, is like what people don't see, or like assumptions, and that'd be a good video, assumptions about me. Be really good.
It's so entertaining. I watch so many YouTube videos.
I feel like, people make assumptions based on rumors and things they've heard, and so often it couldn't be farther from the truth. And I think it's frustrating and it's sad. And I think some of my like sadness lately has come from that childhood wound of like feeling so misunderstood when it's like, I know who I am as a person and my character and the people in my life know that. But when all you see, and that's kind of why I've been enjoying this YouTube journey in so many ways, because a lot of you guys see more of my actual personality, but I feel like over time I feel like I've like hardened this like protective shell out of just like sheer survival. I don't know where I'm going with this rant, but hopefully that makes sense to somebody. I need an actual line after this.
Yeah. I think that childhood wounds, like when you, or like childhood trauma, anything like that, when you pinpoint it and you like figure out what it is, it allows you to like, when I react a certain way to like something someone does, I can like pinpoint like, okay, I'm like actually reacting to this, not because that person is actually leaving me out or X, Y, and Z, but just because it like immediately like turns that switch on and had me like feeling like it. and when you can kind of see that that's like why you're reacting to things certain ways, or being more defensive in a scenario now, I feel like that really helps you like navigate life a little bit more.
Totally. And I also think navigating from the standpoint of from knowing those things about yourself also allows you to debunk those narratives.
Yeah.
Even narratives that you may be telling yourself in those moments, you know, like so-and-so didn't really want me there or whatever it is, like that might not be true at all to what's happening, and that person may not feel that way, but that's the narrative that we have because of those things.
I feel like we can insult ourselves so much more than anybody else can.
100%.
It's just in our heads, just sitting there like, they don't like me, they don't want me to be there, when that's not it at all.
Not at all, yeah. Totally.
Yeah, those random thoughts.
Okay, guys, comment below and let me know your thoughts on this. And I really look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. I've been loving these because I feel like we get to be open and chat. And I like that this is longer form and we can just kind of sit down. I feel like I get to hang out with you guys, which has been amazing. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.